Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. Today is going to literally just be a celebration. So, I was thinking about this a lot today, and a lot of times we do so much work in yoga. We're always focusing on different things that we want to change or how we want to be better. And today is literally just a celebration of what you have, who you are. So, no matter what you have going on in your life, I think there's always something we can find to celebrate, right? So, that'll be the goal of today's class is just to celebrate the fact that your body can move, that we get to share this special little hour and this time on the world together. What a gift. We will get started today in recovery pose. So you will take your feet wide on your mat and then bring your knees together. So you'll just let them fall in towards one another, a little bit of internal rotation in the legs. Palms can come face up. And then what this does is it releases the low back a little, so you can kind of explore if it feels better for you with feet out further, that's fine. And if it feels better for you for feet really close, which is my preference, you can set the feet that way as well. And then let's take your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your low belly. Nice, huh? Just close your eyes. Let your tongue gently rest on the roof of your mouth, your jaw relax. Take a big breath in. Exhale slowly out the nose and see if you can get heavier on the mat. So when I opened class and first told you that we were going to have a celebration, there might be something that automatically jumped to your mind that you'd like to celebrate today for your intention. But there's also a chance, and I'd like you to, even if you have something in your mind, you can kind of flip through recent history. There's a chance that you may be overlooking something or passing by something that deserves celebrating. So often we set goals, and then by the time we reach them, we have a new goal on the horizon that we're striving for, and we forget to pause and revel in all that we've built and everything we've done. So take a quick trip down memory lane. And ask yourself, what are you celebrating today? Now, once you've got your mind on something or maybe some things, you're more than welcome to celebrate many things, obviously. Let's tune into the breath. So we have the hands on the heart and stomach for a reason. As you inhale, try to inhale first by making that hand on the bottom rise up towards the ceiling. So you'll pull the breath down into the diaphragm. And then once you feel like your lungs are full, can you inhale even more, making your top hand, the left hand, rise up in the chest and extend that reach all the way up to the collarbones. It's a little bit like a wave. When you exhale, the first thing that will drop will be the collarbones and your top hand. And then the bottom hand will drop, belly button into spine as you empty the lungs. So let's continue this, and you can do it at your own speed, but really focus on the weight of the hands, the connection of the hands, and trying to make these hands rise and fall. With this intentional breathing. You might notice the breath is a little bit jagged as you're kind of trying to transfer from place to place. That's fine. If you can, smooth it out as you move from this box that you're creating. with your inhale and your exhale. Take 2 more breaths like this, being as mindful as possible of the shape of the breath, the speed and smoothness of the breath. And then there's no rush. You can finish your breathing pattern and meet me when you're ready. Once you're done, you will separate the knees and then walk the feet about hip width distance apart. Feet are still on the ground. And the next thing that comes is drawing that right knee into the chest. And this time you can definitely use the hands to pull in and give it a squeeze. And then just start to move the knee to the left and the right. So we're kind of encouraging the hip to open and close a little bit. And then slide your hand behind the thigh. I've got 2 options here. Option 1 is you're going to just grab behind the thigh and then straighten the leg up towards the sky as much as you can. If you like, you could walk the hand up towards the calf. If you have a strap, you're also welcome to put a strap around the ball of the foot. So a few options depending on the props that you have. Reminder, just with this hand down here, that's just fine. And you might find your leg is straight or even a little bit bent. But ideally, I want you to find this stretch on the back of the hamstring, right? So we're trying to make that stretch. I always say in class, actually, one of my favorite cues is if your leg isn't shaking, you're not deep enough in the stretch. So you should find a point where you start to feel that like, ooh, there's a little bit of just a little bit of a wiggle in the leg. Continue pushing through the heel. An invitation, if you like, to either stay. Remember, you can always just stay or join me as you lift your head and neck up off the mat. And maybe you can walk your hands up higher. And then once your hands are higher, you'll keep them exactly where they are and just release the head and neck back down onto the mat. And what that does is it pulls you even deeper into the stretch, a little bit without your consent, it kind of feels like once you get down there. A reminder that you're always welcome to come out of the stretch any amount. You can just find what feels good for you. Celebration of the body here, our ability to move, breath in. And a breath out. If you know Ujjayi breath, you might start to constrict the back of your throat and create a sound like an ocean wave as you breathe in and out. And if not, your goal is just to have equal inhales, equal exhales. Try and straighten the leg more for a little bit longer. I know this is a long hold. Breath in. And then no matter where your hands are, let's all slide them back down to the back of the thigh and then pull the knee into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a break and place that foot down onto the ground. Oof. A whole new foot, whole new leg, I should say. All right, we aren't done with that right side yet, though. So we're giving you a little bit of a break. Now pull the right knee back into the chest. Grab behind the thigh one more time. This is going to be a little strange and perhaps unpredicted. You will straighten the leg a little bit. And then take your left hand, so left hand extends, and reach for the outside of the right leg. So you're going to either put it on the calf, maybe on the thigh. You can slide your right hand down to remain on the leg. And just draw that leg over the torso a little bit while keeping the right butt cheek down to the ground. So you're going to have to really sink the right hip. Maybe you bring right hand to hip to pull the hip down into the mat as you pull the leg over to the left. So this is a cross body stretch. If you like, you could also challenge yourself by trying to pull the foot towards you and up as you straighten the leg. I'm going to stay right about here because I definitely feel a stretch on obviously the hamstring, but also you might start to feel it in a little bit of the right glute as we hold. 3. Not as long of a hold on this one. 2. And 1. Come back to center. And release, bring the foot down to the ground. Just for a second, you can either rest in recovery pose, just like we started class, or extend both legs long and see if it feels like one leg is longer than the other. I always just like to explore what the sensations feel like. One side, we're half done, right? All right, if the legs are extended, bring them back up. And then if you're in recovery pose, separate the knees and bring them feet hip width distance apart. Moving on to side two. So draw the left knee up into the chest, give it a squeeze. And then first, it's kind of like you're just rocking your little baby side to side. As you squeeze in, warming the body up, just kind of giving it the sensation like, okay, we're gonna start to get a little bit loosey, a little bit engaged. And now let's slide the hand to the back of the thigh. Remember, option one is just to have the hands on the back of the thigh. You might take the strap. You might walk the hands up towards the calf. Even if you're here and the knee's bent, that's fine. I just want you to feel the stretch in the back of the hamstring. So grab first. Remember, this is a bit of a long hold. So grab where you're comfortable to start. Don't go too deep right away. But find that edge, that little bit of shaking. We're starting with some nice, easy extension, the back of the leg. I should say we're in hip flexion, but extending through the leg. All right, hopefully you're feeling just a little bit uncomfortable, tiny bit. Option to stay here, or option if you like to lift your head and shoulders up off the mat as high as you can get them, and then maybe you walk your hands up a little bit higher. Once there, you'll keep the hands exactly where they are and then release the head and neck back down to the ground. Yep, that's nice and intense over here for me too, guys. So head and neck release. At the same time, try to keep this leg as straight as possible. Pushing through either the heel or maybe the ball of the foot. Whatever it takes to get the leg engaged, and we'll hold. Breath in. Breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more, let's take a big breath in. And then exhale, you can release the hands, slide them down the leg, gradually bend into the knee, and then place the foot on the ground one more time. So just a little bit of a break between sides. Let the body relax. Inhale. Exhale. And then, yes, we must do round two. A little bit of a strange crisscross, so grab behind the thigh one more time. Straighten the leg. You can walk your hands up as much as you want, but give yourself a beat to take the right hand up towards the ceiling and then cross it over to the outside of the leg. So you might have the hand on the outside of the thigh, outside of the calf. Maybe you can get it towards the ankle. Then let's take left hand to the hip. So you're pulling down in the hip, pull down as you bring the leg over to the right side. So ideally, cross body stretch on this leg. Once you're there, keep pushing as much as you can. You can even use like the muscles in your legs, the muscles in your hips to keep pushing that left hip down. And then option to try and pull your leg towards you as you extend it across the body, feeling a stretch. Ideally, once more in the big hamstring and back of the leg, glute anywhere and outside and the outside there as we stretch for a breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Push the left hip down. Once more, breath in. And then bend into the knee as you bring the leg back to center. Release. And then let's take both legs long or recovery pose. It's up to you, just for a brief rest. And ideally, both legs should feel like the same length now. If your legs are extended, why don't you point the toes and then flex the feet. So moving both ways. Point first, then flex. One more time, point and flex. Awesome work. Option one is going to be to come up to a seat. Option two is we will take a few rock and rolls, ideally like 5, just trying to round through the spine and hit as many vertebrae as you can at the same time as you make your way up. Like I said, 5, or you meet in a seated meditation. Fantastic. Come on up, and then we'll meet in Navasana. So option 1, toes on the ground, just holding here. Option 2, both feet up, hands behind the thighs. Option 3, extend the arms forward. Option 4, after that stretch, it's so hard to straighten the legs. If you can straighten the legs, fantastic. My legs were not there today, which is just fine. Take a breath in. and out. Again, inhale, reach the hands forward. Pull the chest forward if you've got the thighs. Exhale. Once more, breath in. And then bring the feet down. Maybe swing the knees over to the side. And you could try to do this without the hands. Come to tabletop pose, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's move through some cat and cow. And so today, immediately, I want you to just move intuitively. So close your eyes. You can either drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look forward. For our cow variety, tuck and round as you exhale into cat. But if there's other things, like right now, my body's calling for a side stretch. So feel free to stretch side to side. Maybe you walk the fingertips so they face the edges of the mat, or you can flip them so they face towards you. Just anything allowing the body to open as you move little by little. All right. Nice work. Come back to center. Even spine. Walk your hands, one hand point forward. Curl your toes under. Lift up and lead with your butt. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Now you might find, after what we just did, that your downward dog is a little bit more open than normal. And if that's the case, fantastic. If not, if you're like, Madison, no, that's fine too. Pedal out through the feet for a second. And then sink the heels down and see how far you can sink the heels as you spread your fingers wide, pushing all 10 fingers firm into the mat. Inhale, lift up onto your toes, look forward, and then tiptoe, maybe with knees bent or legs straight, all the way to the top of the mat, and fold forward into Uttanasana. Your head's really heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll take 3. I don't know why, I just like 3. Inhale, halfway lift. Lifting with the low back. Exhale, fold. Once more, lift up halfway. And then exhale, maybe fold, pull yourself down and in. Option to grab for the back of the legs, maybe the calves, maybe the ankles. Trying to fold yourself a little bit deeper. Legs can be bent, that's fine. Or maybe as straight as you can get them. Let the head be heavy. Hold, inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, sit your butt back. Take your arms wide. Push all the way through chair pose. Look up, sweep up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. Great work, everybody. So that was some nice, slow, patient movement. We are going to quicken it up, but only first with our half sun salutation. So just follow me. Try to find a rhythm. It's almost like your breath will be a beat of a drum. If it's a little fast, that's okay. We are just going to make this as rhythmic and as meditative as possible. So inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide. Push yourself through chair. Come all the way to standing. Press your palms above your head. Look high. And then we fold right back down. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide. Push through chair, sweep high. Look high. Press the palms above the head. And then once more, fold down. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide, push through chair, sweep high, press the palms, look high, and I lied. We're going to do one more. Exhale, fold through heart center, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide, through chair. Press the hands above the head as you look high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take one hand to the heart, left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly, and hold here. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Listen carefully. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, bend in your knees. Shift your weight over into your left foot and step your right foot back. Then take your heel down. So we're prepping for warrior one. Your right toes, and you can look back if you want, your right toes will be facing the top right-hand corner of your mat. Bend into your front knee, keep locking the right heel down, pull your left hip backwards, and then inhale, lift up into warrior one. Let's just check on the hips for a second. Sink down, bring the hands to the hips, get low. Keep pushing right heel down, left hip back, hands extend. Great. So ideally your hips are pointing forward like they're on railroad tracks, right? Breath in and out. Inhale. See if you can get a little lower. Exhale. Once more, inhale here. And then exhale, take your hands back to your hips. Straighten your front leg and then pull left hip back. So we're going to do a little bit of a movement variation coming towards a essentially pyramid pose. Inhale. Exhale, start to fold forward with the legs straight. You might pause at half. If you have 2 blocks, you might put 2 blocks down on the ground. If you find your stance is a little wide, you could step your back foot forward a little bit and then find the shift of the left hip back. So finding pyramid, either wider stance, and you might be here, reminder, you don't have to be all the way down. You could have the blocks on the ground, holding, breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. If your hands are down on the ground, you can flip the fingertips back and walk them back as far as you can. Once more, breath in. Exhale, lift yourself back up no matter where you are, and then sweep the hands high. Now we have our warrior one variation. So from here, we're going to move with the breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, straighten the leg and sweep the arms back. Just come to hover a little bit. You don't have to lean too far. Inhale, bend in the knee, lift up, warrior one. Exhale, straighten the legs, sweep the arms back, hover. Again, inhale, lift up, warrior one. Exhale, straighten the leg, pull left hip back, hover. Inhale, come on up, reach up. You should definitely feel a nice stretching in that butt cheek. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot. Lift your back heel off the mat, look forward, one big step, step to the top of the mat, Uttanasana, head is heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, push through chair, reach high, look high, sticking with this rhythm. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, switch your weight over into your, gonna be your right leg. Yep, step your left leg back, one big step, and then heel comes down. So turn your toes, make sure your toes are pointing to the top left-hand corner of the mat. Bend into your front knee, lock the left heel down, pull your right hip backwards before you lift up, and then inhale, lift up into warrior one. Let's take the hands to the hips. Make sure both your hips are pointing forward to the same amount, not open, right? Closed hips, straight, pointing to the front of the room. Then hands come up and you hold like a statue. Continue pushing the left heel down. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Sink down lower. Breath in. And then exhale, bring your hands to your hips, straighten your legs. So remember, there's all different levels. You might need to shorten your stance slightly. You might not. You can kind of play with it. Since we're building our pyramid pose, pull your right hip back. Lead with the chest and lean forward. You might stay here and pause, just finding this extension in the back of the leg. If you can bring the hands down to the ground, you might bring the hands down to the ground. Folding, ideally you're bringing either chin to shin while you gaze at the toe or forehead to shin, whatever feels better on the neck. Option to flip the hands backwards, option to have blocks. This is the beauty of yoga. How many options are there? About 9 million. And because this is a celebration of what your body can do, you could be here and you're just feeling the engagement as you breathe in. Out. Your front leg is as straight as you can get it without locking the knee. Again, breath in. And out. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, no matter where you are, let's take the hands to the hips, micro bend in the knee, lift yourself all the way back up to standing. And then exhale, sink down into warrior one. It might be a shorter warrior one, that's fine. Inhale the hands high. Now we move with it. Exhale, sweep the hands back, lead, butt moves back. Inhale up, bend in the knees, gazing forward. Exhale, sweep. Once more, inhale, lift up. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot. Lift the back heel off the mat. Step one foot next to the other foot and fold Uttanasana. Lengthening our hamstrings a lot today, aren't we, team? You should be getting a little deeper in the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step back. Option one is to rest in child's pose, tabletop, or you can come with me as we lower down to the mat for a little bit of a push-up variation. Elbows will move back. Let's go slow. 4, 3, knees can be down. 2, and 1 to the ground. Fingertips come out to the sides, just fingertips, so no weight in the palm. And then lead with your shoulders. Inhale, lift up, creating this kind of wave. Exhale, lower down, lead with the chest. Head is last. Inhale, lead with the shoulders, lift up. See if you can get a little higher. Exhale, chest leads down, head is last. Once more. Lifting up. And come on down. Then lift up, no hands. How high can you get without your hands? Just kind of squeeze and lift. See how high you can lift? Then try to slide the hands forward and let's come to a Sphinx pose. So elbows are a little bit farther in front. If you look at me, you can see my elbow isn't right here. It's not here. It's actually just a little bit in front, which allows me to then pull my chest through as I try to meet the shoulders. So option one is you can stay here and hold in Sphinx. Option two, curl your back toes under, lift your back knees up and come to a low plank. You might be like, no, guess what? Today you don't have to listen just like every other day. So you pick what you want to do. Hold, breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. And then if you're up, lower down. We all meet in Sphinx pose for a breath in. And then fold, slide the hands back, bring them in line with your sides. You'll curl the toes under, either press up to tabletop, or maybe if you're doing plank, reminder to lift the thighs first and push up and back to downward facing dog. So option to do this either in down dog or tabletop. If you prefer, if you're tired of down dog, reminder tabletop's always there. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Kick your foot to your butt and open your hip. Oh, I love this stretch. I don't know why. This is probably one of my favorite things we do in yoga. Kick that foot open as much as you can. You could even gaze over to the right like I am. Maybe you look under your right armpit. Be dramatic about it. Oh, maybe straighten, bend the knee. I don't know why it feels so good. It just does. Take a breath in. And then exhale, close the hip. Bring your right foot down to the mat. We're going to do the other side. Inhale your left leg high. And then right away, kick the foot to the butt. Oh, nice big stretch. Open the hip. Reminder, you could be doing this from down here. Opening the hip in your tabletop. Feel free to either straighten or bend. You could look under the left armpit. Close the hip. Straighten the leg. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Lift your heels up off the mat, either leg straight or bent. Walk yourself into Uttanasana, trying to keep your hands on the ground for as long as you possibly can, and then fold down and in. Maybe you give yourself a little extra pull as you tug in on the ankles. Slide the hands around to the shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, come to chair pose. This time we hang out. So feet should be close enough together. Try to find the knees in towards one another and then sit your butt really deep. So I know it's tempting to hang out here, but we're just here for a little bit. So squeeze the knees into the midline. Sit the butt as deep as you can. Look, I won't even cheat today. I don't want to be doing this either. It's hard. I get it, but try to hold it. 3, 2. Great work. 1, inhale, come to standing. Exhale, hands by your side, Tadasana. Close your eyes, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and reflect on what are you celebrating? What's making you happy today? Feel the beat of your heart, the rhythm of your breath. What fantastic luck we have to share this moment. Another breath in. And a breath out. All right, inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you'll plant your hands and step back once more to downward facing dog, and then right away, inhale your right leg high. Exhale, take your right knee to your left tricep, so you're going under. Turn as much as you can. You could also be doing this from tabletop to here, because we're going to do 3. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee over to the left. Squeeze, maybe you can touch. Inhale, right leg high. One more time, crisscross over. And then step the foot to the middle, so you'll transition knee over, low lunge. Spin your back heel down, just like we did before. We're coming up warrior 1, inhale up. And then exhale, straighten the leg, Trikonasana, lean any amount. Maybe you just hover the hands and bring the forehead towards the shin. Inhale, lift back up. Warrior 1. And then let's say hallelujah, spin and open, warrior 2, widen the foot. So you're going to wiggle the foot back a little bit to get nice and deep down in your warrior 2. Extend and gaze off the front hand. Breath in. Breath out. Nice work, everybody. Get a little lower. You can do it. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Breath in. And then exhale, straighten the leg. Same concept, wiggle the back foot in slightly now to Trikonasana, hitting every area of these legs, right? Reach forward, option to take a hand to the block on the ground. Hand hovers, maybe here, here, or here. You could bring the hand down to the ground, but ideally I'd like you lifted out of the pose. Fingertips reach to the sky, and then maybe turn your head up towards the sky while you think about external rotation in your left hip. Hold, breath in. Micro bend in that front knee, breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Lift up through your side body once more. Breath in. And out. Okay, now bend into your front knee. Inhale, lift up, warrior 2. That was hard. I know, it was hard. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Frame your foot. Lift your back heel off the mat. Push up and back. Downward facing dog or tabletop. And we're going to go right into the other side. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. So you're crisscrossing over. Maybe you can actually touch as you lean forward. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. You might be doing this with one knee down. That's fine. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, twist over. Then bring the knee to center. Step through, low lunge. Spin your back heel down. Look and make sure your right toes point to the top right-hand corner of the mat. Inhale, lift up. Now we've got our warrior 1. Sink down. Nice work. Breath in. Fold, Trikonasana. Maybe you hover the hands the whole time as you try to bring the forehead towards the shin or the chin towards the shin. Any level is fine. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, widen, warrior 2. Take that foot nice and wide. Extend the arms long. Okay, so you know we're here for a few breaths now. With that in mind, maybe you try to align your knee over your ankle. I know I don't want to either, but it's good for us. We're celebrating the strength of our legs, right? Any level, hold, breath in. Gaze off your front hand, strong, fierce. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breath in, get down. And then exhale, come back, straighten the leg, bring your hands to your hips briefly. Wiggle your back foot in just a little bit. Little wiggle in. Inhale. Bump your right hip back. Exhale, Trikonasana, coming forward. We've got 3 breaths. Gaze up towards your right hand if it feels okay on the neck. External rotation in your right hip. Your side body is lifting, so you're not dumping down into the pose. You're actually lifting. You're barely using this arm, right? Not super useful here. Just there for support and to give you a little bit more torque. Breath in and out. I know you've already been here for a while. Don't worry. One more. Breath in and out. Bend in the knee, lift up, warrior 2. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot, lift the back knee off the mat, push up and back, downward facing dog. Option 1, rest in child's pose or another pose. Option 2, you'll come with me for a push-up variation. Knees either up or down and lower down slow, elbows back. 4, 3, 2 to the ground, 1. And then this lovely variation, hands out to the sides, leading with the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up like a wave. Last thing to come up is the head. Exhale, chest lowers. Head lowers. Again, inhale, lift up, leading with shoulder blades. Can you get higher? Maybe look up towards the sky. Exhale, chest lowers, head lowers. Once more, lift on up, shoulder blades, head, gaze up, and exhale. Come on down to the ground. Nice work. Take a breath in. And exhale, hands by your sides. Option 1, you'll push up to tabletop. Option 2, plank. And then let's all meet knees down in tabletop pose. So find your tabletop and then shift your weight and put your left hand in the center of the mat. So if you're creating a triangle, your left hand is in the center. It's the top of the triangle. Your knees can be a bit wider. They are the sides. And then twist open to the right side. Breath in. Exhale, take your hand to your hip and then roll the right shoulder back. See how much rotation you can get in the chest by reaching the chest forward, almost like you're in a bit of a back bend here, extending through the chest, maybe open the throat to the sky. Creating this kind of C shape with the body. Inhale. It's hard to breathe when we do this, I know. Exhale. Once more, inhale. And exhale back to center. Even out and just take a full breath with your hands normal, wrists under shoulders. Actually, let's do a cat and cow in between. Inhale, drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, gaze forward. Exhale, tuck and round, cat pose. Inhale back to center, and then you'll place your right hand where your left hand was, the top of the triangle, so you're crisscrossing the arm over the body slightly. And then inhale, open and twist. So first we find this twist open to the side. This is not a natural twist. This isn't what we normally do in class, but I have a reason for everything. Hand comes to the hip. Then start to push chest forward. So I'm going to see if I can demo in the angle so you can kind of see. Yeah, maybe from here. So chest comes forward as you rotate open to the sky as much as possible, maybe opening the heart. So it becomes, if anything, almost a back bend more than a twist because you're leading, bringing ribs to the front of the room, bring heart to the front of the room, breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center, walk your hands back, and then bring your knees together. Let's take a seat on the heels, hands come on top of the thighs and close your eyes. Come back to your intention. What are you celebrating? Allow that to become the most important thing right now, above anything else, this celebration. Breath in. And exhale, hands come back to the ground, curl your toes under, push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, lift the heels up, make your way to the top of the mat, one toe print at a time until you fold Uttanasana, head is heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide, push through chair, reach high, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now, find your point of focus, something in front of you that isn't moving. Bring your hands to your hips to start. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Draw your right knee up into your chest and give it a squeeze. This may be familiar to you as we kind of did it while we were on the ground. So from here, you'll transition from grabbing on top of the shin to the hand coming behind the thigh. So you can kind of grab with the hands just below that little area where the knee bends. Then keep your right hand where it is. Left hand is going to reach to the outside of the right leg. Voila. And start to pull that leg crisscross across the body. So it's actually you're crisscrossing this leg from this angle to the side of the body. Keep your chest pointing forward. Leg is moving across. If you fall out, just laugh about it. That's fine. Hold there. 3, 2, pull into the left hand. 1, whoop, and then bring yourself back to center. Squeeze the knee in and release. Great work. Just pause between sides. Breath in. Breath out. Okay, let's take the opposite side. Inhale, draw your left knee up into your chest. Give it a squeeze first. You can kind of just hug it in. And then you'll transition, bring the hands behind the thigh. Great. From here, left hand stays, right hand reaches up and over to grab the outside of the knee and pull it across the body. So it's a cross body stretch, even though the chest is going to stay forward. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center, squeeze in, and release. Perfect. Take a break. Okay, so we're going to build on this or stay and do the exact same thing. So round 2, you might take it a little bit further or you might stay where you are. Work on balance, right? One side is going to be easier than the other. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Draw your right knee up, and this time just grab for right behind the thigh. So you can immediately take behind the thigh. And remember, balancing is plenty to work on. So your option is to stay here, or you could take the left hand up and over, crisscross the leg to the outside of the body. Now, you can either do this and hold with your leg crisscross, or you could take that left hand and bring it to the outside of the foot with the leg crisscrossed across the body. So that's option 2. No matter what you're doing, you're gonna laugh when you fall, right? Yes, team. Option 3 is you might stay here, or you might start to straighten the leg, and if you manage to do that, you can bring the hand to the hip while facing forward, leg crisscrossing across the body. You pick and hold whatever you chose. Breath in. Breath out. Reminder, you could be here. Inhale. Exhale. Hold what you've got. If you fall out, come back in one more time. Breath in. Nice. And then exhale. Let's just bring it to center. Release. Shake it out. Good job, everybody. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, side 2. Shift your weight into the right leg, and then this time left knee comes up and just grab behind the thigh right away. And just trying to find that is enough, right? You could stay here, work on balance, or you could take the right hand to the outside of the leg and pull the leg across the body. If that feels okay, you might reach down with the hand and try to grab for the outside of the foot, pulling the knee up into the chest. If you've got this, you could slide the hand to the hip. Left hand comes to the hip. Option to work on straightening the leg and holding leg across the body. Remember, whatever you chose, you're going to get a few tries to come in and out. If you can, you feel like you're stuck in it, stick in it and stay. Push your left hip down no matter what you've chosen. Breath in. Breath out. Reminder, if you're here, you're still pulling in. Again, inhale. Exhale. You have one more round. Breath in. Perfect. Transition back to center and release. Hands by your sides. Tadasana. Awesome job, everyone. Inhale. Let's bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Come back to your intention as you exhale. Close your eyes. All right, blink your eyes open. Hands come by your sides. Tadasana. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. So we have one little thing. Actually, let's bring everyone down to your knees just because I think that's gonna make it easier. So take a seat on your heels and just watch the camera for a second because I'm gonna show 2 different variations just because I want everybody able to play with something. So option one, I'm going to show kind of the two variations in the first option. Option one will be just like we did before. You'll take your right leg high, kick your foot to your butt, open your hip, and I'll cue you through this. From here, you'll just make one big movement to bring right knee to right tricep. Great, so that's going to be the option one. You're kind of going from open to closed and twist. You could do this here too. One knee down, open to closed. We'll do that a few times. Option two, if you're comfortable and it's already in your practice, you might take right leg high, kick the foot to the butt, open the hip, and then you can start to get light in your right fingers and flip your dog all the way to the ground. From here, you're going to transition back, over and around, and same thing, come knee to tricep, but you might go to fallen angel. I'm going to give all the options. Don't roll your eyes at me. I gotta. No matter what, there's always somewhere to go, right? So those are the options. Either here, knee up, tricep. Here, leg up, tricep, or the full version, dog, fallen angel. Okay, let's do it all together. Everybody meet me in your starting position of choice. We're gonna do it a little bit slower though, just so you know, so don't stress about that. Take a breath in and out. Inhale your right leg high. Kick your foot to your butt, open your hip. Perfect. From here, either you stay or you get light in your right fingertips a little. Maybe you can roll that leg up and over until you flip your dog all the way on the mat. Light in the right toe, open the heart up to the ceiling and hold. We will transition back. If you flipped your dog, bring your right hand back down to the ground. Inhale, we'll meet everybody up with the right knee and leg high. Now let's all take it. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. We're gonna do it 3 times. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Again, right leg up. Exhale, knee to tricep. You might hold here or shift your weight over into your right hand, get light in your left hand. Bring that foot to the ground, fallen angel. You could also hover the toe and hold. If you're holding knee to tricep, you're crushing it. Left hand down, inhale, right leg high. Perfect. Exhale, both feet down. Bring your knees down to the ground. Let's take a seat on your heels. Take a break between sides. Close your eyes. So if that was wild, just know it was wild. Breath in. And out. Inhale. We've got one more side. Exhale, come back. Now you have the rhythm. Pick your starting pose. You might be starting in tabletop. I can demo tabletop this time. So inhale your left leg high. Kick your foot to your butt. Open your hip. Option one is you are going to stay here and try to keep your hip as open as much as possible. Or you might get light in the left fingertips and move up and around into flipping your dog. Push your hips up to the ceiling. Extend your left hand behind your head. From here, take a breath in. And then we meet everybody else with the knee bent, hip open. Exhale, let's take left knee, right tricep, tuck it under. Inhale, big left leg up and back. You can open the hip, exhale, close it, knee to tricep. Last time, bring the leg open, up and back. Exhale, knee to tricep. Option one is you're going to stay here and hold, or maybe you hold from here, or you can transition your weight into your left hand, get light in your right fingertips, straighten your left leg, and you're going to, I think this is called Rockstar actually. I don't know what I called it on the other side, but open, maybe lift the foot and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Right hand will come down. Awesome work, everyone. Feet down to the ground, knees down. Take a seat on your heels. Close your eyes. Give yourself a round of applause for whatever you did today. You already moved more than the vast majority of people can in a lot of weird poses. So bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. What are you celebrating? Sometimes when faced with challenges, right? Not just challenging poses, but challenges in life, it can be easy to forget what we're good at, what we're grateful for. Give yourself a moment to celebrate. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to your thighs. I have some fantastic news, my friends. We're gonna come down to lying on the mat. So option one, lie down and be like, that was enough of that. Option two, you can extend your legs out in front of you. Do our traditional Pilates style roll down by pulling belly button into spine, round through the spine and lower. One vertebra at a time, make your way down to the mat. Easy does it. Oh. And then although it feels so good to be in Shavasana, we are going to take just a few finishing poses. So walk your feet hip width distance, just like we started. And instead of doing hip flexion, drawing the knees in, we are going to do hip extension. So hands come by your sides, palms down into the ground. Inhale, lift up into bridge pose. You could also take a supported bridge here if you want something a bit more neutral. We're going to do 3 rounds. So either rest in bridge with a pillow or something under the low back. It'll be just above your sacrum essentially. Or exhale, let's lower down and we'll get ready for the second round. Take a breath in. And out. Inhale, lift up again, bridge pose. Connect the palms down to the ground, roll your shoulders back. If you like to clasp the hands under the back, you're welcome to do so. Ideally, try to get the heel of the hands towards one another, but if you can't, that's fine. You can make a nice basket. If you have the hands, let's release them. Separate the shoulder blades, and then we'll all walk one vertebra at a time, lowering the spine down, little by little by little, until low back comes to the mat, and then take a breath in. Breath out. Last round, inhale, lift up, and you can do whatever you want. I don't care. Maybe you reach your hands above your head and take a big stretch as you try to lift the hips high. It's totally up to you. Final round of bridge. And then if the hands are high, you can bring them back down by your sides, and let's lower down one vertebra at a time. Really try to be specific as you come down towards the mat. Awesome. Let the hips release. And then from here, let's take a happy baby. You can reach through the inside of the knees for the outside of the feet or the ankles or even the calves, anywhere in here. And then pull the knees down towards the mat. Option to stay still, or I don't know, I really like to rock side to side, which is what I'm going to do. You could play with straightening one leg and then the other, because we did do a lot of work on that today. But it also might just feel really nice and nurturing to have the knees bent. Inhale. Come to stillness if you're moving. Exhale. All right, bring the feet towards one another. Knees come together, and then wrap yourself into a little ball by bringing the hands up and around the shins. Give yourself a squeeze. Nice big hug, a congratulatory hug for showing up to practice today. Not always easy. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Yes, now is the fantastic time. You can come into Shavasana, extend your legs long, palms face up. If this isn't comfortable, a reminder, you can you can end how we started, with feet wide, knees together in our recovery pose, or maybe a blanket or bolster under the knees just to give a little support to the low back. In Shavasana, you can either take those palms face up, or if you really want to connect with today's celebratory intention, you are welcome to take your entire Shavasana with one hand, your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your belly. No matter what you've chosen, just lift the upper back off the mat, slide the shoulder blades down the mat a little bit, trying to get more length in the back of the neck, and then relax the shoulders down to the ground. Shut your eyes if you haven't already. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale into your celebratory Shavasana. Inhale deeply. And exhale fully. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. Start to reawaken your body. And then gradually allow those movements to get larger. Maybe you can move the arms and legs, rock your head side to side. And eventually reach the arms above the head. Nice big stretch. Point the toes. You can draw one knee towards the chest and then the other. Give yourself one more hug, pulling the knees in. And then roll over onto your favorite side. Just a brief transition through fetal pose, recognizing the change in body and mind as you push up to a comfortable seat facing the sound of my voice with your eyes closed. And once you're there, let's take two hands over the heart to seal our practice. Feel the palms on the chest. Take a breath in. And exhale, bow your chin. And let this be your little reminder to celebrate the small stuff, to celebrate yourself, because you deserve it. When you're ready, head can come back up. Readjust to the room around you. Slowly open the eyes. Thank you all. Fantastic work today. Happy Sunday. Happy you. I will see you next week for the Sunday Sweat Club. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Thank you.